So now the hit from Buka has to try to find its way in. How do you flush out Halls? That's the big question first and foremost, especially with a judge in the way. Technicality off the reload. Whoa, clean shot off the first. Wingman hops it, but Kage for 4. Roller. Now the showstopper has been earned on the other side. Paranoia, perfectly timed flip side. And I mean, when I say perfectly timed, I mean that thing was sexy. Been by Stoner. Okay, there we go. Oh. Do it! Yes! What's up, Valorant fans? Welcome to the PlayVS Upgrade Arena. PlayVS is challenging high school students across the country with this series, the Upgrade Arena. All the players participating in the semifinals are going to receive a gaming headset. The teams that make it to the finals will be receiving a gaming mouse and keyboard. And if you win it all, you'll take home a championship jersey and a brand new gaming monitor.
I think it's actually pretty cool too that, you know, PlayVS allows for a lot of these high schools and colleges to compete against each other from all over the States and Canada to finally get to this point.
These are not just people who play the game and they're just kind of okay. We're dealing with some high ranks in these lobbies.
But for CV, for Clayton Valley on the other end, you talked about the high level, right? Every single one of these players are actually very high ranked. Looking at their tracker GG, it's going from Immortal 2, Immortal 3 at the peak. I think they're the clear favorites looking at this roster, and also potentially even the clear favorites looking at the top 4.
There are maybe some expectations based off rank, but again, how often are these guys solo queuing versus not? And ooh, aggressive defense to start. Good predicted responsive fault line though, kind of keeps everything at bay. Just a flash to push everyone off, and no actual contact, just utility behavior a bit.
So they go for it towards the pin at Showers. Nice little entry by Zach, gets a double kill. You saw the satchels from behind, and that just opens up the A slide. Very nice way to just counter aggression with aggression to now have a 5-person post plant situation for Gretna to make sure that they could actually once again add pressure and pinch into Showers and also prevent CV from getting any orbs. And when I'm looking at, you know, we previewed this game here, Shift, we said that, or at least I said that CV is a roster that's going through like a whole immortal roster or whatnot, playing versus Gretna that's potentially around Ascendant, Diamond, and only 1 carry going into Q Doggies, and they're freaking owning so far on the end of Gretna on how they've converted that a clean pistol round to a second round. Now here's the real test.
So you gotta make a decision if you're CV. Do you even want to bother trying to go for this? I mean, you don't have a lot of tools, and these are not weapons you just want to voluntarily give up just in the hope of some trades. So they are going to stack and try to give this a go. Spy cam deleted. How do you flush out Halls? That's the big question first and foremost, especially with a judge in the way, and that may be what decides the round. 4 kills for Q Doggies, having himself a great start alongside Zach. These double duelists are popping off. Ability to scout out the rest of this post plant. Thanks to the neural theft, Eklo able to get 1 in response, but the vulnerability's in, the flash delays. Cage on the corner, the flash is good, and the shots to follow even better. Gretna take the 5-1 edge.
Got really hit by that flash, and there's that timeout that the desperately need for CV. So, there's a lot to learn at this point through the timeout that was called out by Spades, just to try to work that map back against the attacking side here.
And I think for CV, I think the conversation right now needs to be about, hey, we need to start using some more defensive utility to stop these hits from getting so far forward so quickly, because the first line of defense is essentially crumbling. Mention over towards the high cover. There's still a spy came up and ready. And yeah, really well done. Cage just kind of sneaks out, finds the first blood. That's also the spike down. So now the hit from Buka has to try to find its way in, and it just gets absolutely red. Trapwire also becoming an influence there, and Cage will walk away with 3 in this opening hit.
And it's going to become a bloodbath.
Yeah, very much so the case of the defense, absolutely prepared for it. Yeah, the defensive utility has just been so much better since that timeout for CV. It's made life so difficult for Gretna High School. And, well, this has been pretty flawless. And this is a pivotal round for trying to swing not just the half, but also the economy fully around. Zach, last one left alive, and yep, dealt with pretty quickly. So all of a sudden, after a hot start for CV, Gretna now in the driving seat, 5-5 the call. Gretna's still searching for info around the site, and CV's like, come on in, water's fine. I mean, there's just no need to contest right now. They're trying to bait it a little bit, and now all the utility comes out. Connor's gained a little bit of separation, and has Gretna just baited CV to try to play retake when there's actually no approach? May not make much of a difference. A couple of kills come through. We find ourselves in a 2v4 with the Spike desperately trying to rotate over to B.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. That means is that what, 7 unanswered rounds? No, okay,
Yep.
we got 6 unanswered rounds to make it a 7-5 scoreline for CV. So a great way to recoup since the timeout. That's the most important thing though for CV. Since the timeout, they won 6 unanswered rounds, 6 in a row, which is huge.
Been popped for this. Further response. Oh, that's a great guiding light that comes out. Connor a little bit stuck on towards the back of the site. Gives a chance here for the offense to actually work their way a little bit deeper in. Good separation of utility. Leaves Gamer by himself, and it's Sepian who's able to save the round. Just a touch, but good offensive smokes kind of block. Plus the orbital strike to follow. A little bit of chip damage tally, but Gretna moving quickly have found their way back on towards site. Now it just comes down to reading where CV is and flat out just winning your gunfights, which Eklo is absolutely providing. Pinstripe kill feed though gets it down just to Zach. 1v2 and gets completely surprised by Tsuri, who takes the angle on the left side of the site. Oh, just when he thought Gretna is cooking a little bit, CV sends the order back to the kitchen.
Still has great utility right now to stall and for them to work in tandem. Oh no.
Oh, a little burst out from Tsuri. 4 in the round. But honestly speaking, this CV squad really started to find the strengths in their composition against the double duelists after that first timeout, like round 7.
And if you're looking at compositions here, we just mentioned for CV, very Sentinels-like on how they're currently running this composition. But the bigger question now is, if you're going to be running a Sentinels comp, is it to mimic the way that they play? Or is there something that you're bringing out at the same time? Or you're just trying to apply what you're seeing in pro play so far, right? So,
well, Showstopper gets him in a little bit. Oh, he saw the barrel of the gun of Connor. Oh, no, Connor thinks he's being cheeky, but the barrel pokes just a touch, and that's enough for Tsuri to lock down not just one, but snap over for the second. I thought for a second Connor's position could have potentially saved that post plant, but just a little bit of the barrel gets caught to help get a little bit more time and space that they want to here at main. Instead, going to be used to try to get the plant. There's the Dizzy out. Here comes the push. This is absolutely beautiful utility from Druvian. Halfway through the defuse. Nothing further, though. Now hopping onto his Kage, and there's no way that Unknown Gamer can get there in time. Connor and him try to spam it down, but the defuse already comes through.
that beautiful Dizzy that came out from Chuviet really blinded everybody, and you're forced to spray at the beginning. Who had better chess pieces and positioning towards the end? And it was CV when they had that flash Dizzy being thrown out. So well done. They take the lead now by 3.
I mean, it's been a really fun battle to watch, to be sure.
Yeah.
Again, it does feel like the unstoppable force being the unmovable object.
And they've been good in these positions too for the B main clears, but the showstopper is going to be a big thing. Hopefully they still have the paranoia and they won't have it anymore as Connor Buff just died.
Yeah, there's the showstopper being spent. One more blast pack to come on in. Oh, with the flash as well. Sepian doesn't need the assistance though. Wow. And little buddy just hops on top of the spike. Says, "This is my castle. Thanks for hanging out." 7-4 goes the tally to CV.
Stalled by paranoia, and they want to fight towards the spawn.
Oh, and this is just perfectly read by Sepian. Gets one. Dark cover comes through. Flash on the way in. Plus the crossfire. Yeesh. And Thrash just to say, "I want to hang out and party too." Wow. I mean, that is a perfect read from CV on what the offensive hit was going to be. Allow them to take most of mid. Hit your utility. Crossfire setup in the backside. No worries. Unknown Gamer now just going into Splinter Cell mode. Seeing what we can find from inside enemy lines. And the wingman is on the hunt. And that's enough for Tissu. It's already to find the final kill. Hold on to market. There's still utility nearby. This feels a bit aggressive. Oh my goodness! I thought that was about to be a 1 million IQ teleport, but Connor shows just a little bit too much of the rocket connects. So 3v2. Zach on the way in quickly. Lear out and open, but Tsuri right underneath it actually finds both kills lined up on one another, and CV will get to 11.
Reminding right now, chat, that it's currently 1-0 in the series of for CV rather versus Gretna, so they only need one more round to move to the grand finals here.
Wingman plant, an essential guarantee. Trapwire now blocks off the flank. And I just, how do you break through this? 3v4, 2 different angles have to come through, and Spades deals with one of them by himself. How good has Spades been? Wow, convincing stuff for CV. Is that 2 different 13-5s?
Yeah.
For them to make their way to the grand finals.
We've mentioned that, you know, we won't count our chickens before they hatch. We had a very close back and forth on the first half, and CV just starts running away with it towards the end, and that's seeing how they're playing their attack side when they start things off here for CV.
And Coach Bergman, I believe, is at the ready for us. There he is, joining the call. Coach Bergman.
These players have actually been playing probably even longer than the course of the program that has been happening here for CV, so it's nice to see that synergy that comes through.
First few years that we had were really almost underground. Like I think a lot of people didn't even know that we had a program up and rolling. But over the last couple years, we've definitely had our school's administration paying attention to it, starting to get some buzz around that, and so we've started growing. And now we have more coaches, more teams, more players, and more support.
How does these tournaments that we currently have right now with the Upgrade Arena presented here by PlayVS really help you guys in terms of an esports program?
Oh, it's fantastic because not only does this tournament provide some nice prizes that are going to help us build up our labs and allow for more teams and more players, but on top of that, our team is just looking for more practice, and we can get into more tournaments and more groups to find more competition.
So I love the fact that we have an opportunity here to continue to support the ecosystem of the high school program here with PlayVS.
But we're down to 2. Clayton Valley High School out of California going up against Lethbridge Collegiate Institute out of Alberta, Canada. Also to Surrey. Long lurk. Timing here is everything on this cross through mid, though. And will be Flame able to shut that down. So the only post plant setup will be in front of this defensive retake. Dizzy, one more time. Up and over. Paranoia comes out. Completely trapped, and Soder's able to find the kill before the blue goo starts to come in. Freaky goo following nicely. Kage, last one left. 1v3. This would be in technicality. Off the reload. Whoa, clean shot off the first. Wingman hops it, but Kage for 4. And a 1v3 to kick us off. So it gives them a chance to try to set up a bit of a retake. Thrash, though, the layer behind this, and that will be enough for CV to start pushing in towards market and clearing it out perfectly. Yeah, really good at just execution off the ultimates, right? I mean, I think LCI backing off as well to keep it to a 5v5, but the Thrash that deep, yeah, good luck. Oh, but the thing about it is Truviat around the back may catch some good timing here. When this hit's taking so long, they're still waiting for Stoner's utility to find effective value. Now Truviat from the back able to find one, and then the pinch from the front is great. Just down to Spades versus King Kunta. Shoulders on both sides. Paint shells off the bounce. Pulls off the angle, but no! Spades holds the ground and finds the final shot for the clutch. Fragment also finding value through the dark cover. Will take care of Freaky Goob. And the follow-up behind that is absolutely perfect. So, CV, Clayton Valley, all over this front half. And I mean, the kill tallies are wild in terms of the gapping that we're currently seeing at the moment. They're just having cool, calm, and collected fun here on map number 1. And then let everyone else try to play forward. Oh, great. Dizzy over the top. Freaky Goob. Wait, only gets 1. The Stinger following up actually goes 1 for 1 here. Thrash now earned. That's going to be spent immediately. Doesn't quite get into the site, but at least clears the corner. So now the defense starting to make its way over. Good denial of the night. Fragment still following up, though, and the trades are decent. 2v2. Weapon still in hand. Wingman can jump on. They know Freak's flying over towards this mid-kinetic. They just don't know exactly where. Doesn't get to halfway, but Spades follows up. Finds both on opposite sides of the site. And plenty of time to get to 12 with the defuse. Wait, what? He let go of it! No big deal.
He knew.
It's fine. Desperate in nature is the Thrash. King Kunta punishes the teleport, plus 1 more. Paint shell, dealing some damage, has to step away, and as he does, save ends right there. And Tesori puts this one out of reach. Pretty clean through and through. 13-3. Clayton Valley taking edge here in this best of 3 grand final.
Guys, we're going to Bind next. And Bind, they also didn't have a chance to give too much of their playbook. So they might have a chance to bring this to a 3rd.
Dude, they tried to burst through the toxic screen. Oh, great snake bite timing. But still, doesn't make a difference. Stoner just flashes on through, gets up to the high ground. Trapwire trying to delay a little bit of this hit, but Spades gets caught over towards the corner. Truviat, last one really left inside the site, trying to play in towards the container. Nice snap over with the Judge to find 1. And this could still pack up in a bunch. Why are we challenging the Judge? Oh, just when you thought LCI had gotten the great entryway, the Judge this time able to ring through for 3. And he says, take that with you. I'm out. I don't want it anymore. Second, as the Paranoia comes out, Spades is so patient, waits for that peek and finds the easy kill. Over the top, clean shots from Tesuri. Secondary flash. Trailblazer still at the ready, but holding down the trigger is Kage. No worries to clean things up. Also wanted to be spent. Honestly, it's a pretty labored entry. I was going to say, they don't have the smokes down yet. That was not well timed. Yeah. Savon is able to at least trade out one, but that push through showers was very dangerous. Follow up from Spades. Wow, okay. A little spam through smoke will work out to turn the numbers back into the favor of CV, and now they've got a post plant against low buy from LCI.
Yeah, I couldn't get the smokes down on time, but the second time they'll just get one through smoke. Why not? You know, for the kill. And yeah, this is going to be very difficult. In the end, I mean, they're doing some good damage, and Stoner has a chance. Brimstone's actually half HP. Both of them in a body shot could actually kill them.
Well, switching over to a Vandal makes it even more deadly. Little jump peek from Savon pulls the attention, though. And then Truviet from the side, completely unguarded. Oh, boy, you can tell that the defense doesn't know what to focus on right at the moment. And King Kunta only will get one. Spike now planted. 4v3 post plant setup. And it's so tough to feel how this is going to happen, especially with Stoner with an op on top. Oh, but he drops down, finds a connection. Impressive to say the least. Plus, Freak also finds one on top of that. Oh, Stoner just a bit wide. Tsuri trades one out. They know he's behind the corner. Save on! Oh my goodness! At 10 HP! Holds down the trigger and finds two for the clutch. So now Freak has to step up. He gets one from inside his own cyber cage, but there's no retreat backwards. Plus the lurk from Truviet. It's just going right on all fronts this round for CV. Stoner maybe an angle to try to get a couple, but no. Sevian very quick to respond to it. Now you've got championship point for CV at hand. Off angle peek here. This could get deadly. I was gonna say it is legitimately a judge, but Stoner gets one, dashes away. Showstopper's out, but is there enough follow-up here? Oh, he's being held off. And this is going towards Cubby. It's gonna miss completely. Stoner still got the knives. The trade is decent. Showstopper to follow up from the defensive side. That connects into Sevian. And yes, the teleport is heard, but no, it's not clean on the kills. Now you gotta back up. Spades has to heal his homie. And maybe a chance for the 2v2, but the defense is going to re-clear space, and there's not a lot besides just the guiding light here for CV to use. King Kunta's pushed up. Does he just raw check this? Why? No. Now the 1v2.
Everything is decided in a mirror match, and it comes down now to Freaky Goob, and the TP comes across.
It's a 1v2 here for Freaky Goob to try to save and get into overtime. Sees both players. First shot. Gonna get a second chance at it. Pain Shells don't get in towards topside heaven. There's the flash. Has to drop into the site here, you'd think. Misses his chance. The deep push through from the Raze on the right-hand side. Do you expect that? You sure don't. Tsuri able to find 3 in the round. A lot of it in heroic fashion. It's a 13-11. And it will be a 2-0 for Clayton Valley. And they walk away. Your upgrade to VALORANT champions.
How important is it for you all to support esports for these kids that are like, what are they trying to achieve at that point as well, right? So are we trying to support them to become pro gamers at that point? What's the path to pro so we can actually see them at the VCTs at some point?
Yeah, definitely. We've definitely got some pro prospects, I think, that you saw on this team today, and so we're definitely looking into that. And but even just from a school perspective, seeing these kids working together, building up as a team, learning to communicate, all these skills that are not just esports but just real life skills, they're huge for us. So it's really been neat to put that front and center, and now throw a tournament win championship on top of this.
So there it is, your champions of the Upgrade Arena Valorant. Again, goes to Clayton Valley. And wow, I'll tell you, it was a pretty clean affair. 13-5, 13-5. Again, massive congratulations to Clayton Valley on the win. Of course, notable shout outs to Gretna and LCI, and of course, Mater being able to show up and finish with at least a top 4. Obviously, runner-up for LCI. Nothing to scoff at whatsoever. But that does bring us to the end of our broadcast. Major thank you for tuning in, and to all of our supporting partners on the backhand side for PlayVS. We'll catch you next time. To that point, bye-bye.
Peace.